Titus chapter 2 is Paul's writing to Titus. And Paul begins by addressing what is most likely something he heard of the area. He addresses the teachings of Titus and that they must align with sound doctrine. These teachings must be this way in order to be faithful to God and give Titus the ability to address the issues of the area in the families that Titus is encountering. It's apparent that this comes from an observation of Paul because of the detail that he lays out in each of the characters listed in Titus 2, in the families there in the region. It appears through this that contextually Paul is playing the role of both prophet and outsider. As prophet, he examines the congregation and he expresses the things to Titus that he sees that need to be addressed, that need to change in the families if they are going to be closer to God, be more influential in the region for God. And Titus is the one who is to play the role of poet or pastor theologian in that community with those people. And it's necessary for him to understand these things that are going on in the lives of the men and the women and the children and the slaves, so that he can encourage them and work through these folks in changing who they are to people living in sound doctrine. And through this, the sound doctrine will move into the community and change it. Paul is also there providing this information as an outsider, something he's observed, something that sometimes coming from the outside brings revelation and brings change in a community. It's obvious that the success of Titus and his ministry is going to hinge on his understanding of what God is doing in the region and how to best transform that region through God. And according to Paul, it starts with Titus, and then it moves to the community, and it moves there through Titus and the group of people that he works with. I believe this is very evident of us as people in churches, that the Word of God works through us through sound doctrine and changes who we are and moves into the community and thus changes the community by the sound doctrine of God. This happens because we have an understanding of who we are and where we live and the importance of how God's doctrine works, how God's gospel works in these areas. It's important for us as pastors to as well understand who we are, where we are, and how God will use us in those regions to share His gospel with all.